Pariabelas, guys. Sorry, guys, we're still organizing ourselves. How is everybody doing today, guys? ¿Cómo se la están pasando todos, guys? So, we have a different topic. I know on Facebook we talked about the month of April for autism. Of course, we're going to be doing some events. We're going to be doing some a 5K next month with the butterflies with Normal Cheeseman with Frank, and so we're going to incorporate it with lo que viene siendo the autism, the month of April. We're also going to do a an autism event with at a local Peter Piper. We just don't know which one, and so. I decided to do this topic on YouTube regarding to would you feel embarrassed or shame to have a relative, a son, a daughter to be gay? Reason why it's because there's been a lot of bashing, a lot of negative stuff about that. There's been a lot of people who have tried to humiliate and try to discriminate and try to belittle people for their choice of preference. So I know we have some of our viewers here that are openly gay or openly, or lesbians or bisexuals or whatnot. But I feel that by speaking about this, by opening up about this, we'll be able to really help each other out. Why? Because there's certain people who are still in the closet, guys, that are ashamed of what people are going to say about them, that are embarrassed of accepting it themselves because of el que dirán, guys. And, I'm openly Jaime. Why do I say I'm openly Jaime, guys? Because I don't label myself. And I never had an issue accepting who I was, or never had an issue saying, okay, well, you're this or you're that, because I am who I am. I think Jaime himself I identify myself as Jaime. I don't fall under the LGBT community because I do respect it, but I think by me accepting myself as who I am as an individual, I think that's all it is, rather than going through, okay, what are my parents going to say about this, or what are they going to say if this is, because I never had an issue. As a matter of fact, to this day, I don't think I've ever come out of the closet. I never, no.
With your family?
No, because they never questioned me.
So your brothers and your mom and your dad?
Honestly, it's lo que se ve no se pregunta, right?
Yeah.
But they never asked me questions like this. They never asked me, do you like boys, or are you into men? They never did. So I never had, like, why am I gonna go tell them? Or are they suspecting something, or anything like that? I never have I opened up to anybody like that.
Nada más conmigo.
Well, no, not even, because like I said, people know what I am without me.
Y te queremos como
right, without me telling them, okay, well, I'm this, well, I'm gay,
yes.
and I don't believe in
me llevan al canalito.
O me llevan al canalito, me sacan stuff like that. Right? So I think a child that's going through hard times, accepting themselves, will go through a lot in life. And so, I read a poll that was done on another platform regarding would you be embarrassed having a child that's gay. My question here is for those people that we have here, would you all feel embarrassed to have a child that's gay? You could call it at 956
756 6047.
Type it in. Put the number on it. Hello. We're going to actually put the number, guys. The lines are open. If you have experienced this, or if you know of anybody who has experienced this, let us know, guys. Let us know how are you able to incorporate your sexual preference. No, I won't. Call in to give your opinion. Then I hope you're feeling better. I hope that that's feeling better, guys. So again, guys, I want to know how you were able to incorporate yourself, as in you had an issue with your sexual preference. As a mother, were you embarrassed, or as a father embarrassed? Because here in the Hispanic culture, what happens is a lot of machista.
Yeah.
A lot of machistas occurs where se agüita el papá porque tiene un hijo que le dicen puñalón, right? O que es joto.
Or even que un niño que es bien llorón, o que se cae y llora.
A feminine boy, fanboyish, or whatever it's called. And the father is real machista, que yo soy trabajador, que trabajo en el campo, that I work out in the field, that I work in construction, y que le salga un hijo así. is the parent or how should the parent carry themselves with shame, with guilt, with embarrassment? I asked this question because in a different poll there was a 4% who has said they are embarrassed having a child that's gay.
I
And
agree.
I saw, I believe it was Lala who had comments on my page when I posted, said, I'm more concerned for that 4%. Why would you be concerned for that 4%? Because it's destructive in a family when you
Mm-hmm.
cannot accept what you have. At the end of the day, you can't change it. You can't change your. A golpes no vas a quitarle lo que le gusten los
Yeah.
hombres o las mujeres. Rejecting him or disowning him as a child, you can't. I think it's just too torment. That's why you have a lot of suicides in gays
A lot of
because
suicides and a lot of, familias con que pleitos y eso en la familia.
look right
Oh,
here.
he has
If
never
all the
told his.
peacocks put, my nephew's gay, he has never told our family. We just know, and our family accept him and loves him. You see, and I think that's where I fall because I never opened up to the family. Oh, I'm this or that. I mean, they knew that I was with this guy named Felix at one point in my life. They knew that I was with this guy named Alexis at one point in my life, but they never
And you
questioned
had
me.
6 kids.
So I never had an issue. I never had an issue. I never had like, oh, when am I going to come out of the closet, or I'm scared of. I never went through that. So I want to know how, if we have some adults here, how are you able to help your child accept themselves? You as a parent, without them, um, advising a parent how you would they should accept their child without them having like to say, no, pues mi hijo es esto y se agüitan. How would you all be able to incorporate or being to help another parent out that's going through the same thing that you went through? The number's 956-756-6047. We have Danny Galvan who plays. I can't read it because Anna's coming
Ay, sorry,
texting.
sorry, sorry, sorry.
We have Danny Galvan who put, I have a cousin who is lesbian. In her beginning of growing, my aunt would beat her ugly
Oh
until she
my.
accepted it was a lesbian. Now she's good. Wow. So that probably cost her a lot of trauma in her life, a lot
Yes.
of sadness, depression,
Su propia
anxiety,
mamá.
and we knew my brother was gay when he told my mom. She looked at him and said, "I know." Okay.
Yeah, I think a mom will always know.
Hola, hermosas. Hello, 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 Delia. ¿Cómo estás? I'm glad you're home, Delia. So, guys, so a lot of these people that we have here either have experienced it with a brother or a cousin and stuff. So that's why I see that maybe by us speaking about this subject, we would be more understanding. I'm not saying okay, well, I'm speaking about myself because I never had, like I said, I did not have an issue accepting myself. I to this day, I know what I love, and
Mm-hmm.
I've been with women before, I've been with male before, I've had both, and I prefer
Pero
the
prefieres el
male. I
hombre.
prefer a
Mm-hmm.
male. We have to have a close relationship with our children so they feel safe enough to tell you and support. I have noticed that some of the older generation refuse to accept
Yeah,
homosexuals.
I've seen
It,
it
I,
too.
and it's true. I've seen it. I've seen it as well because they're old schools. They were, and a lot happens in the Hispanics culture. The Hispanics have a tendency, and machismo exists, and it does not go away, and it's not going to go away. I have 10 kids that any of them we were to be gay or lesbian, I'm okay as long as they're happy. Danny, great job as a father. Great job as a father.
I think I would be the same way.
How would okay, Anna? You have 2 kids, right? 3 kids.
Three.
How would you how would you handle the situation if one of your child would come to you and say, "Mom, I'm gay"? What would you do?
Primero que nada, quererlo. Quererlo y decirle, ok, apoyarlo. Me va a doler, no voy a decir que no, because here I am, I'm thinking, ay, cuando se case mi nano y tenga sus hijos y lo mismo con mi hija Nabe, como lo hice con Kesia, este, ah, you know, ahí tengo esa ilusión de madre, me va a doler decir, bueno, pues mi hijo no va a tener hijos o esto o lo otro, pero lo apoyaría más que nada. In my family I have friends y and I don't have a problem. Mientras ellos me respeten, no me falten el respeto, I mean, we're fine. I love him, I love my nephew, I love My friends, eh, um, me la paso muy bien con ellos. I have a friend that I can, talk, porque con ellos como que puedo hablar un poquito más, que como quiera como una amiga, like, hay ciertas cosas que me da vergüenza, pero con ellos no me da vergüenza.
Mhm. So, okay, look, right here we have some of our viewers are saying,
No right
no right
way,
way, wrong
wrong.
way. Give them Lala saying, my relationship with my son is so close. He knows he can tell me anything without judgment. He's my world. Nothing could change that. That's awesome right there. But you
Yes.
do have parents that like se agüitan, and I don't
Yeah.
understand por qué se avergüenza al parent. Like, if your child is feminine, why do you get embarrassed? Your child is your child. At the end of the day, lo traíste a este mundo. Sea como sea, un hijo se va a amar.
Yeah.
Sea si el hijo es ratero, drogadito, borracho, le
Yeah.
gustan los hombres, le
Los
gustan las
quieres.
mujeres, mujeriego, whatever it is, at the end of the day, they're your kids and you're going to love them. It's not that you're encouraging them, okay, pues haz esto y esto y esto. No estás encouraging la maldad, no le estás solapando las cosas que hace mal, but you're still going to love your child no matter what. I see that. So, okay, we have no right or wrong way. We do have the lines open at 956-756-6047. Anna, and you do have a best friend, okay, besides myself, another friend
Mm-hmm.
that is an adult and is gay. How is your relationship with him? ¿Cómo has convivido con él? Because you know him longer than I have. And I'm not going to mention his name out of respect.
Yeah.
But ¿cómo te ha ayudado él, su compañerismo? How do you get along with him? In what way how is your communication or how your relationship built with him?
Yo y este amigo hemos compartido zapatos. Hemos compartido ropa. I had a quinceañera and I had I didn't have shoes to wear. Y este amigo me prestó sus zapatos. He's actually a drag. We have practiced makeup tips. On a windy day like that, his advice to me, para que no se me volaran mis pestañas, he told me to put wig glue, para ponerse las wigs, que that would stick really good, que no se me van a volar las pestañas, y nos riemos, cosas que le han pasado a él, because, a él vestirse, se tiene que tapear su cosa y cosas así, y le han pasado unas situaciones, y nos riemos juntos y me pide consejos y yo le pido consejos. I have a good, y yo cuando empecé, we were friends at school. Cuando yo empecé, su papá y su mamá bailan tan bonitos, son tan buenos bailadores, que yo decía, yo me quiero casar con él para que mi suegro me enseñe a bailar y mi suegra.
Look right here, Katie put, my brother used to bully my son because my son acted girly. So I stood up for my son and told my brother and stopped talking to him for 2 years. I'm his mom and accepted him, and that's all that matters. That speaks a lot about you as a mother, because at the end of the day, your kids are your kids, no matter
Yes.
what.
Y aunque
No matter
sean
what.
aunque sean nuestros familiares, I mean, that's not okay. Y ahí es donde empieza el bullying.
I think a lot has to do with society. And not only society, it starts at home. A lot of it has to do with at home. And I know that there is numbers that have increased with kids committing suicide, especially homosexual children. And I say children because some of them are 17, 18, 19, 20, and I'm not that age, right? So to me, they're still kids, even if they're adults at 18, 19, 20. But the number has increased with those teenagers because of bulliness, because of discrimination, because of their parents not accepting them, and because certain people just tend to target them. And I think at one point that needs to stop. Stop targeting individuals that are, homosexuals.
Mm-hmm.
I,
That feel and think
right. I think you should allow them to embrace themselves. It goes back to what I've said before. If a child has autism or a child is homosexual, the fact is that both of them are still human beings, right?
Yes.
Both of them, there should not be discrimination. Whether a child or a teenager has autism, Both should be loved, both should be cared, both should be treated equally instead of you, okay, well, I rather have more passion or compasión por el niño que tiene autism than this teenager that has
Yes,
gay. You know what I
yes.
mean? So to
Amelia,
me,
I agree with
to
you.
me, everybody should be treated with love, caring, and respect. A ver, Connie, hey, Caroline, es allí. Hey, Connie, lo único que nos debe de importar es que nuestros hijos estén bien y ser felices. That is true. That is
Yes.
true. Como padres, I'm sure a bunch of you all have really sacrificed their lives for their children.
You know, that's one of the questions que yo todas las noches. Are you getting water? Oh. That's one of the questions that I always ask myself at night. Cuando yo me voy a dormir, es una de las preguntas que me hago. Were my kids happy today? Did I do my best on trying to make my son happy, comfortable today? And y las veces que, I'm not gonna lie, he tenido días que, yes, es difícil, guys, because yo también tengo lupas. Hay días que no quisiera ni pararme de la cama, estoy en tanto dolor, but my children no tienen culpa de eso. Hi, Riley. Mis hijos no tienen culpa de eso. Yo como quiera, tenga dolor, no tenga dolor, me sienta mal o me sienta mal, I have to stand up and help my kids. So I think que cuando uno como padre hace lo mejor, I mean, of course, we're not perfect. I have given parenting classes. I've worked for 10 years. I work with Holy Family Services, the birthing center here in Westaco. And I would give classes, labor, delivery, parenting classes. I would give those classes and I would always tell them, dicen que no hay un manual, no hay un libro que te dice cómo ser padre. Like, when you go buy a blender. Vas y compras la blender y viene un librito, that tells you how you're supposed to clean it, how you're supposed to use it, what speed is for what. I saw a lot of deliveries, guys, a lot of deliveries. Y vi que salía el baby, salía la placenta, y nunca vi que después de eso saliera un libro, un manual que dijera, a esta hora va a comer, a esta hora le vas a cambiar el pañal, a esta edad lo vas a dejar salir con los amigos, a esta edad va a tomar, a esta edad le vas a poner vacunas. Never. And I would tell them, hasta ahorita no hay. I'm not here to talk about religion, les decía. Yo no vine a hablarles pero si ustedes se acercan a Dios y agarran una Biblia, ahí les va a ayudar cómo educar a sus hijos. And I know they say, no, que no aceptan los gays y que no. Yes, pero uno como papá y pidiéndole a Dios, Dios te va a dar el entendimiento. Dios te va a ayudar a guiar a tu hijo o a tu hija. Sea cual sea, si sea que tenga autism, si sea que tenga esquizofrenia, si sea que sea lesbiana or gay. And I'm sorry if I'm not using the right words. Espero no ofender a nadie, pero yo siempre me he agarrado de eso, de que poniendo a Dios, and every morning I do it. Like I'll ask God. I open my eyes, I thank Him for another day, and I ask Him, like, help me today be the best mom. Help me understand. Help me with whatever situations it's gonna throw to my kids, que se lo pueda controlar. So that's what I try to do. To me, that's my manual. Porque como les digo, si van y compran una licuadora, les va a venir con un librito que le dice when you have to wash it, what speed is for what. But I haven't seen, and I've been in several deliveries. I was in several deliveries. I saw the baby come out. I saw the placenta come out. And I never saw after que saliera un libro saying this is what time your child is gonna eat, this is when you're gonna change the diapers, this is when you're gonna let him go party, this is when you're gonna and this is when he's gonna tell you he has this
Carmen
sexual.
Alvarez said the Bible is a manual, and Jaime, give us some love. Ya lloré mucho.
Vanessa.
Ronya calls everyone hypocrite, and all her fingers are pointing right back at her. She felt at her children herself. I have 4 children, 2 boys, 28 and 23 and 29 and 14.
Wow.
I'm thankful we have faced the issue. I don't feel I owe my children no matter what, but I'm not sure I'll handle it well. Well, I mean, every parent will handle the situation differently, guys. Every
And
parent
I
will be
think
able
it's
to
okay
handle.
al principio de enojar, like, que te enojes, pero no digas nada. Porque
The
acuérdate,
thing is,
unas
well,
palabras.
Anna, the thing is that it's easy for you to say que no digas nada because
Mhm.
obviously you haven't lived it, and I haven't lived it either.
Mhm.
But for a parent to expect, you have 2 children, and all of a sudden both children turn
Yeah.
out to be gay. So what occurs? What is the mother going to feel? How is the mother going to carry themselves? I feel my mom didn't have an issue because she has thick skin. She went through so much in life. Of course, I'm going to tell you something, guys. I grew up in a Christian church, and I know I know that, and I'm going to be honest. I am committing a sin, but who is anybody to judge? I feel that when they tell you, okay, this esto, 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 esto. I think everybody's born with sin. Todos somos pecadores. Everybody falls short of God's glory. Uh, it's okay. And so again, guys, so it happens that I do have my morals and
Yes,
principles.
Isabel, adapt. Yes, we all adapt to our certain situations.
And so, like I was telling you guys, there's things that in life that people need to understand that we need to be a little bit open minded, be a little bit yourself. Because if you're close minded and you don't think that the generations are changing, that things are changing, but it's hard for elders to change too. It's hard for people that are older people to change. No one has the earth. No one does have it, but people still tend to judge others. And so I feel that as time is going on, as times are changing, guys, people need to. I want the number I want to call in. The number is 956 Norma 756 6047 956 756 6047. I know somebody mentioned here in one of the comments that they said that my suegra is talking about me. But again, I'm not gonna make the show about her. I'm not gonna make the Facebook Live
Que
about
Dios la
anyone.
bendiga.
Que Dios la bendiga y que le dé más vida y que le dé más amor, apoyo, lo que sea. No le deseo mal. We are doing our own shows. We don't have to talk about her to get our views, to get our support. We're doing our own thing, guys. And so thank you for letting me know. But I'm not going to waste my time on her and to talk bad about her. Allá que se quede sola la mujer, we're going to continue doing what we got to do. So thank you for letting me know, but I'm not going to waste my time with her. Appreciate it. Uh, okay, the number was 956 756 6047. Again, 956 756 6047. Life short. If you're not hurting anyone, live it up. Exactly, Ophelia. Painter. You're right. You're right. You're right. You're right. I started going to Christian church at one point. The server, the preacher started talking about gays going to hell. I never went back. Well,
Oh my God.
I mean, the thing is that it does state in the Bible, and I know it does. Regardless, Ana, it does state in the Bible. It says there, un mentiroso, malicento, un borracho, no entrará a los reinos de los cielos. And God created Adam and Eve, not Adam and Adam, or Eve and Eve. You know, but at
I
the
want
end
you
of
to
the
go get a water,
day,
guys. No estoy
at the
comiendo.
end of the day, I feel that it's my choice. Yo le daré cuentas a Dios. Dios va a ser el que me va a juzgar por mis pecados. So if anybody wants to come cast the first stone at me, it's because they're free of sin. So, it happens. Ni modo. ¿Qué más ponemos?
Ahí voy.
So, guys, como le estaba diciendo, guys, a ver, good for you, Jaime. Let her talk. That's fine, guys. Don't worry about that. Irrelevant.
Ya empezó Riley.
So, guys, the number to call in is 956
Six seven five
756
six
6047.
47.
956 756 6047. I want to know, as you who have children or have, how did you all deal with this? Where the child came up to you and said, you know what, mom, I'm gay, or mom, I'm lesbian. I want to hear these testimonies. I want to hear the stories. Even if you all come as a silent viewer, because maybe a parent right now with us is facing that situation that they know their child is gay, but they don't know how to ask the child or accept it. So if you could call in at 956 756 and explain to us, how can a parent accept their child to be gay or lesbian? Um, and give us some advice, because again, we might have somebody who's going through it right now that they just don't know how to accept it. They're afraid of society. They don't know how to say, okay, pues this is what could happen, or what if el que dirán. Yes, it does, but at the end of the day, it's love is love. Good for you. Okay, okay. El gato anda caliente, Ana. I always knew my son was gay, but I waited for him to come to tell me.
Are animals gay too, guys? Because I saw something this afternoon with my cats.
Anna, we're on a serious topic, Anna. Jaime, what age did you notice you were into men? Oh, Alejandra, that's a good question. I
You had
think
already had a girlfriend.
I think it wasn't an age. It wasn't an age, because I remember as a kid I was growing up and I was playing with Barbies. It was me and my neighbor Corey. We would sit in and it was a piece of cement and slap the cement, and we had our little Barbies. I had a little Barbies and she had a little. I remember I had my little Barbies, but I had a little Barbies, and we would play muñequitas, or we would play maestra. She was a student, I was a teacher.
Wow.
So it was always within me, and it's never like it's not about the age. I think it was just myself. I'm assuming. A ver. Ana, your cat. Ana, your cat. ¿Onta?
Stop.
Where?
He's right there on the floor.
Sácalo para afuera. My
No, ya lo voy a
daughter is
echar a la
lesbian and I
caja.
love her unconditionally. She's two friends bothered and also gay. Their parents never accepted them, so foster them until they graduated. Wow. That is so sad that parents would foster their kids because their sons were gay.
No,
Yeah,
man.
a ver. Okay, don't talk about Ronya. Can we see Ruby's legs at least? Humans are
Right,
the only
Estilita,
species
she
to
has her
have
little
bisexual
black dress.
tendency. Okay. On the air, off the air. Okay. Yes, ma'am. Talk to us.
Hi, Nana.
Hi.
Hey, Norma. I used to be a silent viewer, but lately I've been putting myself out there.
Okay.
I watch everybody.
Okay.
Frank, you, Ophelia. But lately I'm like up to here with,
Right.
But anyways, I'm calling because I do have a lesbian daughter. Well, she likes girls and she likes men. One day she can be with a guy, one day she can be with a woman. And it doesn't bother us at all.
Right.
And I even have an autistic grandson that she had. And he's living here with me. And it really makes me upset when people talk. I understand you have a lot to say about Ophelia's kids because she offends you too.
Right.
She doesn't have a right to do that.
Mm-hmm.
Because, she doesn't know what everybody has in their home. She
Right.
doesn't know what's going on. And it makes me really upset when she starts talking about gay people. I have a niece that's lesbian. She's getting married, as a matter of fact, in 2 months with a girl. But it pisses me off when she talks about people like that. She's
Right.
probably going to talk about me. I don't care, because I watch her too.
Right.
It really upsets me
You're gonna
when
be
she's
on the
talking
board.
about even Anna. When she talks about Anna, it makes me really upset. And it upsets me. So I don't want her. I haven't been watching her lately. And her peacocks are probably going to call her and tell her that I bashed her or I didn't say anything.
You know what? I'm going to be honest. I don't have an issue. And if you would have told me, you know what, Jaime, I don't agree with what you do to Goito and Adrian and all that stuff, I would have accepted, because you know what? I know what criticism is. And of course, you could criticize me however you want. I'm going to accept it. And I'm sorry that you're going through this, that you feel offended, that you're upset. because of how they speak about the gay community.
No,
But
yeah,
you shouldn't allow it to break you down, because at the end of the day, you should just focus on yourself, your granddaughters, and your grandkids and whatnot, and don't let all this negative vibe bring you down as an individual. Don't let it tear you
true,
apart.
true, true. That's so true, but it makes me more upset when she talked about you and Anna. She doesn't see what she has under her roof, under her house, what's going on in her house. She could be spending time with her daughter, Steven. She could be spending time with her. Make time for your daughter. Stay off the show, you know. I don't know. It makes me very upset when she talked about other people, and she didn't see that. She can talk about everybody, but nobody can talk about her. And it really makes me very upset that she does that.
Right.
Yeah.
No, well,
So
thank
I
you
just
for calling in, and I understand
you
that
for
you're
sharing this
venting,
with us
and you have
tonight.
every
I
right
was
to
a
vent.
silent viewer for a long time, and I said, nah, I've had enough of her. I'm going to speak out, and if she put me under more, well, more power to her. You
Right.
know,
But I mean, the thing is that you have every right to speak your opinion, to voice your opinion. Yo no te voy a decir que si tú hablaras and you tell me, Jaime, I don't like this isn't about you, or you message me. Well, there's things that I have to work on myself too. And I accept it. I'm not going to block you. And right now that you said you were a silent viewer, that you see everybody, I respect that. You're sincere
yes,
about it. No te voy a echar o no te voy a colgar, no te voy a faltar respeto, because this is about having fun. But again, we want to inform the community as well. And it's something that it really affected you, because it really got you very emotional. And so
yes,
I'm telling you right now, don't dwell on it. Don't let it bring you down. Tú sigue con tu vida hacia adelante. Deja que la gente hable. No te
yes.
mortifiques.
Yeah. Well, thank you, Jaime.
I
And let me know when
appreciate
you're
it.
coming to San Antonio, because I
I
want to go
will.
see you. I told my husband.
I will. I'll let you
Okay,
know.
yes.
Okay, thank you.
Okay.
Appreciate it.
Bye.
Thank you.
Okay,
Thank you
Thanks
for
for
calling.
thank you for
calling.
calling in. Bye bye.
Okay.
Bye.
Bye.
Right. So, guys, you see, this is why I preach it, guys, that we have to be very careful on how we express ourselves about the gay community or about other things in life, because
We never know who
because
is
you're hurting
offending.
others. You're
Yes.
hurting others. You cannot go encourage somebody who's saying que joto maricón, tienes sida y te vas a morir, te vas a. You can't encourage that, because at the end of the day, we have people that are silent viewers, that are your supporters, that are hurting now, that are upset. And we just got to be careful how we carry ourselves. That is why I told Anna, we need to do a transition. We need to start changing things around without not having to incorporate her, because again, nunca vamos a llegar a nada. Nunca vamos a terminar. We're arguing back and forth, arguing back and forth.
Yeah.
Yes, today I
En
decided
alguien
to
tiene
do.
que caber la cordura.
And you know what? It came out of nowhere, guys. I took off my cap, but it's because I placed this cap on today, and just as I put it on, it brought to light. Like, I want to try speaking about autism just because I put on the cap, guys. Because in reality, this was not going to be our show, but I put this cap for a reason, guys. I put this cap for us to be able to make this awareness, to put a statement out there that we don't need to feed off of negative to have a show. We don't need to feed off of BS out there for us to continue to have our viewers and our supporter. We could do a change. We could do an impact in our community. And right now, like I said, the month of April will be the month of autism awareness, and Anna will have my support, and all of y'all who's going through this, guys, will have my support.
And I'm sure if we tell Cecilia, she'll do it too. I'm sure that when we tell Mr. Frank, he'll do it too.
So again, guys, we don't. I mean, we have 100 viewers right now. We normally have higher numbers, guys. But again, it's okay. We don't have the numbers that we have, because we're not going to continue with this. We're not going to continue with this crazy stuff. Here and there, we might joke about it. I'm not going to deny it. We're going to joke about it. We're going to pay skits. We're going to continue here and there. But we're not going to go tu por tu every show. We're not going to say, okay, I got to stream it today. I got to do this today. I got to do this and do this and do this. Because at the end of the day, I'm only wasting my energy with something that's never going to get the point. I'm glad the silent viewer understood what was my point across. And I understand that there's more people coming to light, and people are understanding that this show is an informative show. I'm not doing this to attack anybody, to make anybody feel uncomfortable, to make anybody feel bad. Again, this is to be able to get a message across that there's more to life than discriminating or being racist or anything like that. I don't feel obligated. Rebecca, I did really piss me off. Keep it genuine. Thank you. Cap looks great with the lipstick. Thank you, Miss Painter. I appreciate it. So, like I said, guys, there's more to life, and there's more things that we should be informing the public regarding to this. I fostered my daughter's friends that are gay until they graduated, and now they're in college. Very good-hearted kids. They
Wow.
call me mom, and my home will always be there. Wow, Yoli, I applaud you for that.
Wow.
She needs to rear her own household before she opens her mouth. The thing is, she's evil and will always be okay. Thumbs up, guys. Masks are ready. Connie, I do have an announcement,
Wow.
guys. Connie made me
Connie.
some masks, guys. So we're gonna be, I guess, raffling. No, not raffling, but we'll be able to give them out to the public. It's a few, not a lot. We'll find a way to be giving them out to you all, guys. There's more to life than wasting it. And correct, great job, Jaime and Norma Luna. I'm proud of you. Think positive. Remember, there's always more, much. Thank you for talking about this. You're welcome, Olga. And the reason I talk about this, guys, because there's more people coming out as gay. There's more people coming out as lesbian or bisexual. And I feel that if things were a lot smoother in life, then the rate of suicide would go
Down.
lower.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it would we would live in a better society, guys. And I'm 49 years old. When I was growing up, there wasn't much autism back then, and autism is it's very high now.
Yeah.
You know, what's the ratio right now?
I,
Every how many kids has autism?
I believe out of 10 kids, 9 are boys and one the girls are, it's a lower on
No, but
girls.
like the ratio, like every 4 out of 10 kids, 5 out of 10 kids, or what is
I
it?
can have all that tomorrow.
Okay,
I'll print
okay.
everything out and I can have all that tomorrow.
So, guys, again, I want to thank everybody
Angel
for being here with
baby,
us,
yes,
guys.
that would be one that I would like to talk. I wanted to talk about it yesterday, but I still don't feel that we should.
All right, the more positive, the less bashing, the hate, okay, skits. I guess there's never there's a Saturday Night Live or Matt TV where they do skits, but yet wants to see children are attacked. More kids are getting tested now. Yes,
Yes,
the thing here in the valley,
yes,
guys, that there is a lot of we lack a lot of resources here in the valley, and you know when one thing is for adults with psychiatrists. With psychiatrists, it's very difficult to be able to get into a psychiatrist here in the valley.
yes,
It takes months to see a psychiatrist, and so it's hard when you have a mental issue or we're having through anxiety, depression, dementia, Alzheimer's to see a psychiatrist. That's another topic we're going to discuss, guys. That isn't going to stop her BS. I want to purchase a mask. Rosemary Aguilar, message me to Luisa's Quachenta page. It's not for sale, but I will go ahead and send you one. Send me your address, and I'll send you a mask. Let her be. Yeah, I mean, let's change the topic, guys. It's going back
yes,
to her, so we don't want to talk about it. Again, guys, this is something that we wanted to make it
yeah.
a productive show. We just did it today. We did not have to mention on the air, off the air. Yes, ma'am.
Hi, it's me, Eva.
Hola, ¿cómo estás,
Hi.
chica?
Hey, how you guys doing?
We're doing
Good.
great.
I was just calling because I'm loving the two topics you're on today because I have a child that is autistic
Oh,
and my son is gay also.
wow.
So
Wow.
these are really good topics, you guys. This is an awesome show tonight.
I appreciate it. I
She,
appreciate it. Like I said, that I put on the cap for autism, and and it just clicked into my mind. Let's talk about this autism. And I've told Anna before. I've done volunteer with Capable Kids Foundation. I've worked with children with autism before, and I just see that there's a lot of love and caring out of them. They're a little bit more a harder task in life. You know, a little bit. They take more time or so, but
Yeah.
you know, at the end of the day, son niños.
Yeah, and my son, he's 8 years old. He was diagnosed when he was 6.5 when he got diagnosed. But
mm,
I knew it took them over a year to diagnose him with it because we had to go through all kind of stuff. But I knew he was just,
Bueno, and I know we're not talking about this, but ya que hablaste, I have a question for you. What
uh-huh.
or how have you been able to cope with it in life? How are you able to change things in life? Because you have more than one child, right?
Yes, I have
Entonces,
4 kids, but it's
So,
just the two that live at home now, and which is my 13-year-old son. He came out to us as gay when he was 11, and I knew it. I always knew he was gay.
when as a mother,
I,
how did you deal with it? When the child told you, you know what, mom, I'm gay, how did you deal with it? Or you already knew it, so it wasn't a big issue for you?
it wasn't a big issue for me. I never came up to him and said, are you gay? I wanted him to come up to me, and one day he just came to me and he was crying, and I'm like, why are you crying? And he's like, so I gotta tell you something, mom, but I want to tell you and dad together. I'm like, okay, that's fine. And he came out and he told us that, mom, I'm gay, and mom and dad, I'm gay, and I'm like, okay, I'm like, that's fine. I'm like, no matter what, I don't care if you're gay, you're yellow, you're blue, you're whatever. I'm like, you're my son. I'm gonna love you, and I'm gonna accept you for whatever you are. I'm like, I won't think any less of you. I'm like, I'm not gonna love you any different than any of your other brothers or your sister. I'm like, it's just it's nothing to me. You know what I mean? It's just,
Right.
you're my son. No matter what, I will always be there for you. I'm not gonna turn my back on you.
Hmm.
And it's sad because there's a lot of kids that can't do that. You know what I mean?
yeah.
Right.
There are a
And
lot
I
of
mean,
kids.
it's gonna continue. I mean, this I don't think it's a cycle that it's hard to break when parents are old school. It's hard to break anything like that. And I noticed that it's a little bit more difficult when you come from a machista family, when you come from a family as well that is a dysfunctional household.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
it's harder because you already see violence at home. You see domestic violence at home. You see the father not there. You see the mom working so hard. Your child is gay. The child's trying to come out of the closet, but I can't talk to mom about it because I know how dad's gonna beat the shit out of me. So then,
Yeah.
then that's what happens where the increase of rate of suicide gets higher there. So I think there has to be a way to break that cycle.
Yes. And that is one thing I've always told my kids from when they were little. My oldest daughter, she's 23. I have a 9-year-old son, my 13-year-old, and I have my 8-year-old. And I've always told my kids, I'm like, no matter what, I want you guys to always feel that you can always come to me for anything. I don't care what it is. If somebody's bothering you, if you need help with something, if I'm able to help you or, do whatever I can to help you guys, I'm always going to be there no matter what. I don't care what the situation is. Those are your children. You have to be. When you choose to be a parent, you need to be there for your kids. They're always going to be your first priority, no matter what.
Right, and I feel again, you're what part of the country are you from? Like, are you from
I live in Florida.
Florida? Okay,
Oh,
how
wow.
how is the culture over there? Is it more openly like accepting gay? Because in different parts of the state, it's different.
Well, I live like in South Florida.
Uh huh.
I live in a small farming town. It's a small town, and I have quite a few family members that are gay. I have family my family lives in Texas. I have family in Raymondville.
Hmm.
I have family in San Marcos, Austin, San Antonio. I have family everywhere, but here where I'm at, there's a lot of there's a lot of gay people, but a lot of them are afraid to come out.
And they're
And
afraid because of society, correct?
yeah, because of society. And like with my son, he's in middle school, he's in 8th grade, and every day I take him to school, and I'm like, I tell my kids every day when I drop them off, I'm have a good day, I love you, and I always tell my son every day I pick him up after school, I'm like, did anybody mess with you today? Because when he was younger, they used to bully him a lot, and I'm the type of mom I don't play that.
Yeah.
I'll
Right.
go up into school. I don't care. And, we would tell him every day, is anybody messing with you? Does anybody see? He's like, nope, nope. And he don't care. He'll wear his gay pride mask to school. He don't care. My son does not care. And I love it that he's open and, he doesn't care what other people think.
I mean, and you sound very emotional with this topic and stuff like that, and I know that you probably have gone through so much with your son that you will do anything for him. At the end of the day, he's
Yeah.
your son, no
So
matter
like
what it
the
is.
you're a mama bear, and you
Mm-hmm.
protect your cub at any extent, and that's me. I didn't even like with my autistic son. You know, it's a lot. My younger one, he has a lot of medical issues. He's had epilepsy since he was 7 months old. He has a lot of health issues, and he doesn't like he is autistic, and he doesn't communicate. He talks. Don't get me wrong. He's very high functioning, but he has trouble communicating. Like he
Right.
doesn't talk to nobody in school. Like he won't ask his teacher for help. Nothing.
Yeah.
He just stays to himself.
I have
That's
two.
my
I
son.
have two questions for you. First
Mhm.
question would be: what advice would you give a parent that is struggling right now with a child that has autism? That would be the first question. The second question would be: what advice would you give a parent that a child is coming out of the closet? Like how can they bear with this? Because some of them take it very hard and they want to cry and they want to do a lot of crazy stuff out there because they can't accept that the child is gay. How can you give them some sort of comfort? Those would be my two questions because those were the topics we discussed today.
With my child, with my autistic son,
Yes.
my first thing was patience, because that's one thing I
Yes.
don't have is patience, and that is the one thing that I have grown to do. Have patience with him, because at first, I would get frustrated with him, and I would like raise my voice at him,
Yeah.
and he would like,
And it would get worse.
yeah, and I felt so like times I would go to the restroom and I would cry because I felt bad. I'm like, why
Mm-hmm.
did I do that? And then once I started looking into like the autism, and I knew he had it. It's a completely different thing. There's certain things he does, and I already know. It's like he'll complain about how his shoe is. If something, he needs to be reassured every day. Like
Right.
Yeah.
he has a schedule of things. He has to know where everybody's at. What's going to happen today. Is his teacher going to be in school? He has to know these things, and I have to reassure him every day. Just it's patience is the key. Patience. And I've grown to have so much patience for him,
That's a
because
good
like now,
thing.
like when he starts just like his little whining, I'm like, okay, what is it that you want? Tell me. Explain to me what you want. And he'll sit there and he'll tell me, or he'll show me, and I'm like, okay, okay, that's all we had to do. And
Right.
it's just it's and don't get me wrong, it's not something like, oh, this is easy work. No, it's not. It's very hard.
It
So
is.
Like,
so for the advice for a parent who has their child coming out of the closet and they know that they're gay, um, what comfort or what advice can you give a parent? You know what? Just accept it how it is, and some encouraging
just
words.
be accepting of your child. No matter what, you always be accepting, and you love them, and you reassure them that you love them unconditionally, no matter what they are, who they are. You always love your child, no matter what. Just give them that reassurance every day. I love you. I tell my children I love them all day, every day.
Right.
Yes.
I let my kids know that, because and growing up in my household, don't get me wrong, my parents, God bless their souls, they weren't bad parents. My mom and dad were the best parents ever. But it was something we didn't hear. Like, I knew my parents loved me, but it wasn't something they said to us every day. You know what I mean?
Right. 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 Right.
I love you, Mija. When my kids get off to go to school, I love you, son. Have a good day. Be good. You need anything, but like, I didn't get that from my parents. And
Right.
that's what I wanted to make this change. Like, I don't want it to be, like how they say you break the generational curse.
Yes.
Right, 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 right. So I,
And
I,
I
I think you sound like a very outstanding parent, a parent that's very devoted for their kids, a parent who is very passionate for their kids, and I applaud you for being like that. I don't know if you're a single parent, and if you are, it's like 10 times worse of a hard
no,
work.
thank. Me and my husband been married for 18 years, so it's good.
So yeah,
He's
and
I
praise
talk.
the Lord because honestly, you have a supporting cast. It's harder when you're a single parent,
Yeah.
facing and having an autism child or accepting a child that's gay when you have those. Okay, I couldn't do this. I can't that Mawito because of the family and stuff like that. And
Yes.
and I'm glad you have a supporting cast from your husband.
Yes, and he's very supportive. He helps me tremendously. My husband works every day, all day long. He's still at work right now, and it's already almost 10:30. My husband works late hours. And he'll still come home and he'll help me, get the kids in bed, or if I have them in bed already, he always goes in there and kisses them goodnight. It's just, and he's very, very supportive with me, especially with my kids. I think my son was afraid with my coming out to my husband more, because my husband's more of a, he's a manly man.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
We have an older son, and, I think, and my husband's like, you're my son no matter what. I don't care. He goes, I don't care what you are. You're my son. If that's what you are, he goes, I accept you the way you are. No matter what, nothing's going to change.
You do sound like a young parent, maybe late 30s, early 40s, and and I'm going to tell you that right there plays a huge factor, because the older parents that are about 60, 65, 70, who have a 18, 20-year-old, I think that's where the issue comes. Why? Because they're old school, and I know
they're still ways.
right, and I know that you're probably a little bit more at younger. You probably listen to like the different younger music, stuff like that, not that old school type of music where it plays a huge factor.
Yeah.
And yes,
Yes.
no, I'm listening. What you were going to say something?
Yeah, I said, yeah, it does. That does factor in a lot. Like the older, the old school, parents, a lot of them, they aren't accepting of stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
Right. And especially because the child becomes a teenager, an adult, and by the time you know it, the guy's 25, 26, and it's harder for this person to come out of the closet. The parents are at a older age, and it's like boom, and so it's different. And I'm going to tell you something: the people that are in the closet have a higher risk of carrying this AIDS, because now you're sleeping with men and women because you're trying to hide your sexual preference. And now you're spreading stuff like that. So we also we're gonna have a show about AIDS as well. We want to know and inform the public how to prevent it. Of course, you have to have sex safe and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
But how does it how do you get it from one person to another, to male, female to female, or a person who's sexually active with females and males? We want to inform the public.
Yes.
But I do want to thank you for calling in. I appreciate it. Thank you so much.
Thank you, guys.
God bless you. Likewise.
Thank you. Have a good evening.
You too. Bye.
Bye. Guys, thank you for being here with us today, guys. We've been on the show for about an hour, and it's already 9:20. Anna does have to put her kids to sleep early because they're still testing with Anna.
Yeah. When is already asleep?
When is the last day of testing?
Thursday.
Thursday, guys. So we have to finish our show early out of respect towards Anna's house, and because the kids are actually sleeping early, guys. We cannot stay till 10:30 like we normally do, for that same reason. Hold on, that's Grandma Pequeño. We don't have a call. But Anna, you want to wrap it up, Anna? With a couple of words? Anna's going to wrap it up for us, guys.
I want to say thank you everybody, and I'm very excited for this new group. I was supposed to get the group started today, the weight loss. I think it's going to call Divas Sin Divos Losing Inch by Inch. I think that's going to be the name of the group. But I'll finish it up tonight, and then hopefully tomorrow I can start adding people. The ones that are on my Facebook, you all saw. Jaime, I only walk for 5 minutes y no alcanzaba aire. So today I did 25 minutes. So hopefully, like little by little, I'll start doing 30 minutes, and then finally an hour. But I want to thank everybody that was here with us tonight. Everybody that called in. Anybody that sent donations to us. Please, thank you. Se los agradecemos de todo corazón, como dice Jaime. Aunque ustedes digan, it's just $1, but believe us that $1 will.
Shoes.
Did you find your shoe? No. Jaime necesita zapatos. El perro se llevó el zapato de Jaime. Where are we gonna find size 15 and a half shoes, guys? I know. Jaime.
But thank you guys for being
But
here with
thank you
us, guys.
so much, guys. Thank you. And messages if you have any ideas for our next shows. Remember, tomorrow we'll probably have a special guest.
Okay, guys, thank you. I
Thank
appreciate
you.
it. I love you
Good
all.
night, guys.